Hey guys, Nick Eastwood here for 888poker, and unfortunately for me, we are taking a look at a rather embarrassing hand that I played earlier on in the year. Before we get started guys, make sure you do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Let's get started. So to set the stage for this hand guys, we are at 200-300 in the early stages of 888poker Live in Madrid in the €888 main event. So I have about 150 big blinds to start this hand, and Kribic opens under the gun +2 to 700 with ace-queen offsuit. Alex Vidal flats the hijack with queen-jack offsuit, and then I look down at kings on the button. I obviously decide to raise to 3,000, and then Kribic doesn't take too long before 4-betting to 10,000 extremely quickly.
Look at this, David, 4-bet for 10,000 into Nick Eastwood, who just sits there with kings.
Alex Vidal obviously gets out of the way, and honestly I'm sitting there and I'm really unhappy already. It's the first few levels of one of the biggest tournaments that I'm going to play all year, and so obviously I'm thinking the worst, and I'm very pessimistic as it is. I'm assuming that Kribic probably has aces here because I don't know many people that are going to be bluffing in this spot super early in the tournament because it seems really unnecessary, but here we are anyway. I contemplate all my options. Obviously I cannot be folding, but I don't think that raising is all that good either. Obviously we started extremely deep, over 130 big blinds deep, so I do just decide to call on this occasion, and we're going to take a flop.
He's just going to call. See, the problem with just calling it, when your opponent
if they
does
do have
miss,
queens or jacks,
and the flop comes out ace high, you don't get value, or if they have ace high, you're terrified.
Yeah.
The flop is 8-7-3 with 2 clubs, and obviously as the 4-better, I'm expecting Kribic to be betting all of his hands here. He's got an extremely strong range, as we talked about before, and I'm expecting it mostly to consist of aces and then maybe some bluffs. But when I have kings, obviously it's going to be more likely that he has something like aces or maybe ace-5 suited. On this occasion though, Kribic does decide to check, which is very strange, and I think with my hand I just have to bet. I don't have a club in my hand, so my hand does need some protection, and obviously it's just a really good hand on this texture, so I do decide to go and throw out a bet of about 1/3 pot. Kribic again acts extremely quickly, and this time goes all in over the top of my bet.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, here you go, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Nick.
We should really have like a little, we should have a...
This hand is sponsored by all of Nick's bad beats.
While most people may be very happy here, I was extremely sad. It's the early stages of a €1,000 buy-in, and I just assumed that there wouldn't be anyone bluffing this spot. There's probably one hand that I can think of, which is ace-king of clubs, but I mean, even against that, I'm not doing that well.
So Nick thinks that he's got aces, but this is still a slam dunk call. There's
yes,
no
this is a
decision
nit
to make.
roll.
I'm sitting there and I'm tanking for a little bit, and the commentators are giving me a little bit of stick, which I probably deserve.
This is how much he thinks the world's against him. This is a fist pump call, Nick. Come on.
What is he doing?
I sat there for around 2 minutes, sort of contemplating my life, wondering why I had to find myself in this situation so early.
I don't know. I just think Nick's a bit sort of staying bitten in these live tournaments, I think.
You know, if he does ever have anything like ace-king of clubs, maybe ace-5 of clubs that wants to check jam, maybe even pocket queens, which would be a huge overplay, but if I did fold kings and they end up having queens, that's a huge, huge disaster. And if they do have aces, then I just have another bad beat story to tell, so that works for me as well.
All of you that watch 888.
I think he finally called.
I mean, I've got kings on 8-7-3 and a 4-bet pot, there's not much I can do.
Such a nit roll.
What is wrong with you, Nick? What is wrong with you, Nick?
That's like a good 70 seconds of our life we'll never get back.
And then check jam. I'll get him fired for you.
I turn over my cards and everybody laughs at me because it obviously is a gigantic nit roll. Ian offers to get me fired for the man that I slow rolled or nit rolled, and they have ace-queen offsuit with a club, which is just obviously very, very erratic and something that I've not seen before this early in a tournament and completely unexpected. Most of the time I'm just expecting to see aces in this spot. I rarely think it's many other things against most players. But on this occasion, we do find a random bluff.
You're not putting money in without. Why did you show up? He's gonna do it.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
The turn brings a club, which I'm very uncomfortable with, and everyone starts laughing, and I start to think, yeah, I probably deserve this one. But thankfully, we do brick off the river and get a very early double up in the main event.
Well done, Nick. I'm on team Nick. He's had a crap day.
So unfortunately for me, this was on a feature table, and I do have to live through it all over again. Thank you, 888poker. What do you think about this hand? Would you have been as scared as I was with kings here? Would you assume that they always have aces?
What the f is the tank for? I'm gonna muck this.
Is my tank reasonable, or am I just a massive nit? Let us know in the comments below. I've been Nick Eastwood for 888poker, and we will see you on the next one.